Look at yourself, look around you. How many things are you absolutely certain about? How many things in your existence are so obvious that it is ridiculous? Seems like me and you have a pretty good grip on reality, right? Work is something you go to, coffee is the liquid you put in your body early in the morning. You live in that particular country where the gas is that particular price, because that's simply how things are. With or without your input, things are just a certain way. We're submerged in this flow of normality that is rarely interrupted. However, in our present circumstance, there is a catch. You're able to take a peek at this utterly alien dimension, more real than real life, and apparently right next door, just a talk of DMT away. This is like a giant FU from the universe. You thought life is simple? No, take these alien artifacts beamed at the speed of light and with unimaginable detail directly into your monkey brain. This takes all of the notions you might have about life directly out the window and right into the flaming trash can of history. It's really hard to keep your life organized in some nice little categories once a proper dose of DMT makes its way into your bloodstream. This third hit of DMT for the night was just too much to process. It was too real, and the implications of this existing are too far-reaching. You can click the link up in the corner or down in the description to see the 2 previous trips for the night. Anyhow, what gets me is not that the aliens in my trip are strange. Apparently, they're just a regular part of whatever is happening in this particular corner of the universe. For me, they're just an indication that everything around us is utterly bonkers and incomprehensible. No matter how much we'd like it to make sense, we should get bonus points for being pretty chill about it though. Some people just write books and make YouTube videos, as opposed to losing their shit and running naked on the streets, talking about the end of the world. Although people do that sometimes, and I'm starting to wonder if some of them really have a point. In this trip, I saw these 2 alien beings that were looking 100% real, flesh and clothes and all. They were just standing there in a golden room with different architectural features on the walls. Between them, there was this strange looking object, believe it or not, and they were just pointing at it. Their faces didn't have an expression, and there was no information that was getting communicated telepathically or otherwise. Just 2 regular aliens sitting on both sides of this object placed on a pedestal. They were looking almost identical, but I could see they're separate entities. It was like a couple from the same species. I'm not sure if the word entities is the right one, if they look like they're made from meat and wear clothes. Usually I use the word entities to describe beings that we don't really have a concept of and don't seem to occupy any physical space in the regular sense of the word. These 2 could have easily walked out of any spaceship from any movie about aliens, and you wouldn't bat an eye. They looked so real, I felt I could easily touch them. The wrinkles on their faces, the folds in their clothes, the textures, everything seemed like 100% solid substance. The object they had in between them looked like a piece of metal honeycomb. It was slowly flowing and morphing, but it was always preserving this asymmetrical honeycomb shape. But yet again, the whole thing had the feeling of a recording. The 2 aliens were just standing straight, not moving at all, and it was just the object in the middle that was slowly transforming. Either this was some kind of a recording that was looping like a GIF file, or they were staying stationary as not to alarm me. Or maybe this was some very official situation that I was present at. They seemed to be wearing their fanciest clothes for some sort of a ceremony. Were they expecting me, or was they just looking through the eyes of someone that was present at this ceremony? That's when I gave up completely on trying to understand what is going on. The fact that I can experience this with clarity better than everyday waking life is just beyond comprehension. We spent millions of dollars over decades looking for a trace of alien life out there in the universe. We're looking at radio signals, flashes of light, gravitational waves, and a bunch of other things. What if alien life doesn't like to chill in 3-dimensional space? What if instead it uses something more exotic that's been sitting right under our noses this whole time? And you can click right here on the next video to see where the exploration of the DMT world takes me next.